Our next artist is Diego Velázquez, who is, and I put in quotes here because it's not an exaggeration, the foremost Spanish painter of the Baroque. So if you think of Spanish Baroque, think of Diego Velázquez. He started out as a painter who quickly rose to receive benefits of royal patronage, meaning he worked for the King of Spain. He was extremely talented at a young age, and he became the official court painter to King Philip IV, and he was also the palace chamberlain, which is kind of like the palace director or curator of the king's artistic collection. He's an extremely interesting figure, and while we can talk about him a bit in this class, I do want you to know there's a lot more about him that we can't even get into, like his court paintings of famous or powerful dignitaries in Spain at the time. This here, Velázquez's Toilette of Venus, I want you to know about it simply because we won't be looking at it in this class, yet it's often referred to in public culture or popular culture, like this Yves Saint Laurent ad from 1999, in which Kate Moss plays the role of Venus, and this kind of double look at us. There's so much, but let's look at what is included in your textbook. Oh, sorry for the formatting here. This is Diego Velázquez, Water Carrier of Seville. And what we're looking at in the Water Carrier of Seville was done when he was only 20 years old. Yeah, it's insane, right? So the skill that we're looking at here is in the texture, the bodies, the light reflection in the glass and in the water. That's fantastic. What we have is a man who is referred to as a water carrier, because before indoor plumbing and before everybody had their hydro flasks, if you wanted a clean glass of water, you would pay to use a public glass. The water carrier would pour you a glass of cool, clean, fresh water, and you would take that drink and then give back the glass. I know, in times of viruses and communicable diseases, we think that's really gross and disgusting and unsanitary. They didn't have concepts like that at the time. So that's what we see here. We see a man who has poured a jug and poured a glass of water for this young man. In the back, we see another young man who's drinking his water glass right now. The type of painting we're looking at here, it's not anything special. There's no miracles happening. There's nobody important in this painting. It's just basic genre. A genre painting. Yes, a painting depicting a scene from everyday life. Now, in terms of it being characteristic of the Baroque, it doesn't have a lot of the same kind of wham, bam, bam of the Italian Baroque. We don't see very clear, like, diagonal lines. We do see tenebrism. We see that very murky background. That third figure almost disappears. And we have this gorgeous, sharp contrast on these two figures, right? But also, what Velázquez is doing here is he's showing off his skill. Remember, he's only 20 years old at this time, and so many of the elements in this composition are there merely to show his skill as a painter. First off, look at this beautiful clay jug. The cork had been pulled to pour that glass of water, and he's able to capture the glaze of the clay pot and the splattering of water. I mean, you think about it. When you try to like pour a big heavy jug, it's like boop, 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 boop. You get those like splits and splashes. That splash on that water, and then look at the ripples down. It's so beautiful and yet so simple. Another area where he's showing off, and you need to be aware of this because you're going to see this in a lot of art. Anytime in art you see a clear glass of liquid, that's an artist showing off. Especially clear water. Because think about it. We see this and we're like, yeah, clear glass of clear water, big deal. You try to paint clear water in a clear glass and have your viewer understand that that's water in there. It's a really difficult thing to do. And so what Velázquez is showing us is his ability to capture the likeness of these elements, and with these gorgeous kind of attentions to naturalism, right? Look at the wrinkles on his face, the flecks of gray in his hair and his beard, the turn of this young man's head, kind of chubbiness of his cheek, the wrinkles of his collar. There's so much personality captured in these figures by Velázquez. That is one of his greatest skills.